What's going on, ladies? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl, True Mystique, and I'm back at it again with another installment of the Free Your Mind podcast. Now, I just wanted to come up on here because I've been hearing some things in these YouTube streets lately, and I wanted to hear your opinions, and I wanted to know how y'all was feeling about this. So, on these YouTube streets, on these social media streets, I had heard that a lot of men feel that the more accomplished a woman is and the more money she makes as a woman, the less likely she is to find love. So I want to hear from my ladies, who either are accomplished and looking for love and who are accomplished and have been in these situations before. So let me ask y'all a question. Is that true? Let's talk about it. Now, like I stated in my previous video, I do not want for this channel to be centered around men. I don't want for every single video to be talking about men and making men the focus. This channel is primarily geared towards building up and reframing the minds and the mentality and the mindsets of women so that we can continuously elevate and we can evolve to becoming our greatest selves. But I am very aware that the vast majority of you are still interested in men. Y'all still want to date men. You still want to get married to men, which means that we have to delve deep into the psyche of men. Okay, not as deep as the psyche, but at the very least, the personality and the thought processes of men so that we can pick it apart, so that we can see the types of men to avoid at all costs. I need y'all to be very, very aware of the snares and the traps and the pitfalls and the setups and the illogical BS thinking that a lot of these men have, so that you can move accordingly and that you can avoid them at all costs. Which is kind of why I'm glad that the manosphere exists and these men are showing their true colors, so it makes it readily evident to you that when you see a certain type of man in public and you hear them speaking certain talking points, and especially if all of their conversations revolve around talking points and not actual real life interactions, you know how to press block and delete in your real life. Ladies, that's what we need to start doing. Block and delete in real life. So now, getting into the topic of the video, I'm going to be talking about the viral video that has gone around to where a podcast, yet another male podcast of three men, have a conversation, and they're having a conversation about successful, independent women and how they feel that the more money that a woman makes and the more accomplished that she is automatically disqualified from finding love with most men. Child, you know these daggone alphas. Why this dude had the audacity to wear a shirt that says alpha energy? Now, if anybody has to consistently state that they are an alpha, we already know what time it is, and we already know that they should not be trusted and they should be avoided. And this dude talking about alpha energy, but he was also talking about getting flued out by a woman. That don't sound like no alpha energy to me. But, hey, listen. This is exactly why I don't trust dudes that be talking like this. And any person that has to say that they're either alpha or they're good, usually are not. They be trying to convince themselves more than they be trying to convince you. But okay, I'm not going to spend the entire video roasting these dudes in particular. I just wanted to bring up something that this video in particular arises in a lot of women. Now, that is what came out of their mouths. But let me tell you how they should have framed that scenario. Accomplished women are not attractive to low-hanging fruit, weak-minded men, underachieving and underperforming men, and men that just don't have that BDE. And ladies, I think y'all can read between the lines and understand what BDE means. Now, ladies, I need for you to understand the words that are coming out of my mouth and understand it very well. I want you to understand that these type of men who espouse this type of rhetoric and espouse these type of ideas and talking points, despite the income, are very weak and insecure. They are weak, they are very insecure, and they have incredibly fragile egos. For a lot of these types of men, the only way that they can feel secure in their manhood is if they can domineer over women. Because understand one thing. You could be a woman that's very accomplished, and you could be a woman that's making more than your man. And you don't care if you're making more than your man. In some way, shape, or form, he will feel inferior and he will be emasculated without fail. If you aren't actively emasculating him, because ladies, let's be honest, there are some women that do, I don't want to say take joy, but there are some women who find it to be an ego thing to use their money to control men. But also on the converse, there are women that don't mind that their men are making less money than them. They don't mind that their men are less accomplished than them. But ultimately, there will be a rift in the relationship because the man himself feels inferior. They could sit up in here and they could say that they don't care how much money a woman makes. They don't care about her education levels. They don't care about her accomplishments. But deep down inside, that's a lie. For the most part, they do feel a certain type of way. They do feel a certain type of way that their women are upstaging them. They do feel a certain type of way that the lifestyle that you have made for yourself, or the lifestyle that they think that you deserve, he can't give it to you. So it will affect that relationship one way or another. This is why a lot of women are now saying, yeah, we don't want to be in relationships where the men makes less money. Because either way you look at it, it's going to be emasculating for him 9 times out of 10. Like I said, men who espouse this type of rhetoric oftentimes are weak and insecure. Like I said, it doesn't matter how much money he makes, because income does not always equate to mentality and values. But these type of men tend to feel threatened and intimidated by strong and independent women. They just don't want to tell you, but they are. Their actions prove it. The way that they treat you prove it. You hear them talk about it. They are intimidated. That's why they try to humble you. They try to humble you and they try to dissuade you out of your accomplishments, out of your goals, and diminish it because they are in. Is incompetent the right word? Incompetent might be the right word, but they are just intimidated. They are intimidated. They know that they don't measure up. If a man knows what they have and they know that they are secure within themselves, they won't find the need to intimidate you. They won't feel it necessary. Because contrary to what it is that we see on social media, there are men out there that see you grinding and they see you shining and they see you doing your thing and they're not intimidated by it at all. They love it. Here's the key though. You have to put yourself in those spaces to attract those type of men. I promise you, there are men out here who are not intimidated by your accomplishments, not intimidated by your talents. They love it and they love to see it. Don't let these immature, insecure, babbling fools try to tell you otherwise. They're just mad because they don't make the cut. And if they don't make the cut, you shouldn't even be entertaining them. It shouldn't even be an option. They're just, again, block and delete. I don't even pay them fools no mind. They're an afterthought. Not even an afterthought. I don't even think about them at all. And ladies, you shouldn't either. Because understand that people and men who have the proper mindset of building, proper mindset of building a legacy and a foundation and take their lives seriously, they see your talents as an advantage. They see your accomplishments as an advantage. Maybe not in the direct sense, but your accomplishments show to them that you are capable, that you are competent. And for a lot of especially higher performing men and men that take their lives seriously, competence is very important. Now, I might make another video kind of breaking this down on how competence is important when it comes to mating and family planning. Just know that there are men out there that are not intimidated by your accomplishments. And some men out there that see your accomplishments and they see it as a wonderful thing, and they'll be proud of you for it, and they'll support you through it. But you see, when you listen to a group of people that don't really know what success is like, when you listen to a group of people that don't really dominate anything, haven't dominated anything in their lives except for in the bedroom, when you hear the rhetoric of people who think only through a superficial lens and through a sexual lens and not really through an intellectual lens, yeah, these are the type of reductive conversations that they tend to have that are not indicative on how the real world works, how the real world operates, and how the real world moves. You see, me, I like to study people that are successful. I like to study the thoughts and the patterns and the behaviors of movers and shakers of successful people. You see, me, I like to study people who have more than me. I like to study people who are more successful than me. I like to study people who like to think outside the box. I like to study and research movers and shakers and critical thinkers and people that make the world go around. I like to study different communities to see how they operate. And I study what they do and I try to apply it to my personal life. I don't listen to people who don't have anything going for themselves. I don't listen to closed-minded, small-minded people that don't have a track record of success. I don't listen to them. I don't. If there is nothing that I can learn from you that I can apply to my life to make my life better, I'm not listening to you. This is why I don't listen to the vast majority of people in my life. Because quite frankly, where they are, whether it be socially, relationship-wise, financially, they're not where I want to be, so I don't listen to them. I don't. And ladies, I need for y'all to become the same way. Stop listening to people who are not where you want to be. If you want to be either at a particular income bracket in your life, you want to be in a particular career field, you just want to expand your mind, expand your mind to other cultures. Expand your mind to other people that don't look like you. Expand your mind to other thought processes. That way you can understand how the world really works. Because the world is greater than you. Don't listen to people who think that the world just revolves around them and their BS ideologies that are not even rooted in reality. Don't listen to these people. Don't do it. And I say that to say that me being a person that researches successful people, I find that successful people typically date other successful people. And knowing that, I know not to listen to these fools that say that, oh, successful people and successful men, they only want bimbos that look cute, that have no brain and nothing like that. I don't listen to that because that's not reality. That's not reality. If you are not a superficial person, you shouldn't be with somebody that's superficial. And on the converse, if all you value is superficiality, you can't get mad that you attract superficiality and superficiality exposes their superficial nature. Right? Like yeah, you can't do that. Like these men that only value looks and value beauty, they don't value personality, they don't value values and hard work, but then they turn around and they complain that these certain type of women that they only value for their bodies either got them for their money, stuck them on for child support, or what have you. This is why I don't take certain men seriously, and ladies, you shouldn't either. Now, getting back to the topic. Like I said, successful people typically date other successful people. Successful people typically date and mate within their career field. So, ladies, if you have a career, not just a job, but a career, open yourself up to men who are within that same career field. They don't necessarily have to work in the same position as you. They don't necessarily have to work in the same place as you. But you can network with people that have a common interest and common career fields. And then you can work on relationships based on that. And this is why expanding your options is incredibly necessary. Like I said, do not date people based on superficiality. Date based on common interest and common values. Because common interests and common values, especially if you want to create a family, especially if you want to create a legacy, is very critical. And like I said, I'm going to do a video explaining family planning and all of that. Now, this might be the part of the video where some of y'all ladies is going to disagree with me. And you can openly and respectfully disagree with me in the comments. But when men do say one thing, they are correct in this one thing that they say. Some of you ladies have a tendency to lead with your accomplishments. That's not really a good look. They are correct in saying that men and women do look for different things in one another. Ladies, your accomplishments should not be something that you express about yourself outright, like on the first date. That's something that I feel like as you get to know a person, that will eventually come out. And like I said, it's not necessarily the accomplishments that are attractive to men. It's the competency behind the accomplishments that's attractive that can be translated into other arenas. Particularly if you're the entrepreneurial type, that can be beneficial. And this is not to say that you should downplay your accomplishments. This is not to say that your accomplishments aren't amazing, because baby girl, trust me, I know and I understand your accomplishments are it, because you went through hell and high water to accomplish the things that you have accomplished. So it should never, ever, ever, ever be downplayed. But I just don't recommend your accomplishments to be something that when you're getting in a relationship that you should lead with. All in all, I'm going to end off this video by saying this. Never, ever, 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 and I mean never, dim your light for a man. Never do it. Don't do it. A man that values you for you and what you have to offer will appreciate you, and he will appreciate you for you. Don't try to bend up yourself and contort yourself to try to fit of a mold for a man that doesn't value you and doesn't even know how to value you. It will never work. Trust me, it will never work. So obviously, that means that no, you should never forgo your accomplishments just for the sake of dating and mating. Absolutely not. While yes, dating and mating can be important, it's not the end all be all of life. Your life should not be centered solely around dating and mating. There's more to life. There's more to experience in life. There's more to contribute to life and to contribute to the fellow people that are living your life with you than just dating and mating. How can you make society better by simply dating and mating with no intention and no purpose? You can't. But you can make society as a whole better with your accomplishments. Again, we need to start thinking more on a grand scale instead of small time. Dating and mating and thinking with just our flesh is thinking very small time. And on my channel, we are not small time people over here. No, sir. We're not doing that. We are big time people over here. It's showtime over here. I'm just playing. Nah, but I'm serious though. We don't do any low level, small time thinking over here. We are big brain over here. And I promote using the big brain that God gave you to better not just your life, but better the lives of other people. Because that's what's important. And if you can find genuine love and you can find a purpose partner that loves you and honors you and respects you, then I am here for that. And I welcome that. But I do not and will never condone women putting themselves through the ringer and putting themselves in unfavorable situations that they don't need to be in just to say that they got a man or a piece of a man. Don't try to kill yourself trying to prove yourself to a man that doesn't value you. Don't do it. It will never work. And we have come to the days where shaming women for being successful is over. You can't do it anymore. Because some women do find fulfillment in their careers. Some women do find fulfillment in what it is that they have going on for themselves. Not all women desire to get married. Not all women desire to have children. And I think that there is nothing wrong with that. Even for women who do desire a family, who do desire a husband, who do desire kids, your life should not solely just be about family and your husband and kids to the point where you lose your identity and you lose who you are trying to care for other people, which happens to a lot of women. No. You have gifts and you have talents that you need to share to the world. And that will provide you with much more of a fulfilling life than just being in a relationship which the person can't even give you what it is that you need. So, hey, you make your choice. I personally feel that all of these men that are complaining about successful women could also level up themselves. I don't understand why some men are just comfortable being mediocre. I mean, in this climate with gas prices raising about like $5, $6 and hyperinflation and people can't even afford to get groceries and the cost of everything going up. If you don't want to end up in a permanent underclass, you better do some things to your life now to set yourself up and your kids up for success. If not, that's fine, but you will find yourself in the permanent underclass. I'm just saying. Ladies, don't dim your light for any man who doesn't appreciate you. It will never work. It will never be in your favor. Continue to get those accomplishments. Continue to impact the world and those around you. And if you open yourself up to other options and other types of lifestyles and elevate your mind, if a partner and a competent partner is who you desire, if you put yourself in the direction of that, more than likely you'll find what you're looking for. All right, that's all I have to say for now. I wasn't even planning on making this video. I just saw this a couple of days ago and I just wanted to put my 2 cents in because I think that it was an important topic because there's so many women who feel like because they're successful, they are going to be limited. And I just want you to know you will only be limited in your dating options if you limit yourself to certain types of men. And it doesn't have to be race specific. It can just be for any type of insecure, low performing male, no matter the race. Okay, with that being said, I think I've been talking a little bit too much, so I'm going to leave y'all on that. It's your girl, True Mystique, a.k.a. the Golden Enigma, a.k.a. the Real, a.k.a. the leader of the Free Minds Network. And please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and press that bell button so that you can be notified whenever I drop a new video. And on that note, my beautiful ladies, go out there and let's be great. And remember to free your mind and the rest will flow. All right, take care of yourselves.